Hi, my name's Isaac, and this is a brand new Ford F-150 XLT. Today, I'm gonna review it for you guys. Now, I've been in the truck review game for about 3 years now, and I've reviewed a lot of Ford F-150s. But when I was recently going through my back catalog of videos, I was surprised to realize that I've never actually done a standalone review on an XLT. I've done some comparisons and stuff, but never a full walk around on one of these. And that's especially surprising because the XLT Super Crew with the short bed is Ford's most popular configuration of the F-150, apart from the fleet work truck. And so, without further ado, let's review this thing. Before we begin, I want to thank Koch 33 Ford for allowing me to review this vehicle. For all your Ford needs, you can visit their website, koch33ford.net. One of the main contributing factors to the XLT being such a high volume seller for Ford is probably because it's so configurable. If you want, you can get a fairly base model XLT with smaller wheels, halogen headlights, and a standard chrome grille. But if you want, you can really add quite a few packages to really make it your own, such as this particular truck, which is equipped with full LED daytime running lights, headlights, and fog lights. I particularly like the wraparound LED daytime running lights on here, how it breaks in the bumper and then comes down here to the fog light. I think that looks really good. This XLT has the Sport Appearance package, so as we'll get to in a minute, you're gonna get a little bit larger wheels that are blacked out and some additional graphics. But briefly continuing on with the front of the truck, you'll have tow hooks down here, and this particular package comes with a blacked out grille and a body color matched front bumper. Moving underneath the hood in the XLT, there are again a lot of engine options here. This particular one is powered by a 2.7 liter EcoBoost V6, making 325 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque. And that is paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Moving to the profile of the XLT, starting out with the wheels and tires, as I always do. Maybe I should mix it up one of these days. You'll have 275 60R Dynapro AT2s around these really nice gunmetal gray 20-inch wheels. And a nice, neat little touch is that the center caps are blacked out. That's pretty cool. And then moving up here, you'll have an air vent with your F-150 and your XLT badge. And then moving up to the mirror cap, it is black plastic, though it does have a turn signal indicator in it and a puddle light down here. That's really nice. It's not focusing. There's a puddle light here, you can trust me. And then this also does have blind spot monitoring. Always nice to have that. There is keyless entry, of course, so if you have the key in your pocket, you can just walk up, tap this button, and that will lock the vehicle and unlock it. And then you do have the Ford keypad right here, so if you want to go skiing or to the beach, you can lock your keys inside and put a special code in there so you don't have to take anything additionally with you. You'll have your Sport 4x4 sticker back here, and then moving to the rear, you'll have parking sensors on the bottom, F-150 stamped into the tailgate, and then you're also going to have another light back here. There's a lot of lights on this XLT. I'll touch upon that more when we move to the interior because this has 360-degree lighting, which is an amazing feature on the F-150. And then you're gonna get your backup camera right here. And then there is a button to release the tailgate, which is dampened. Always nice to see that. No bed liner in this particular XLT yet. You could always put a spray in or something like that. Though there is an AC 120 volt outlet, which is really nice, and you do have bed lights, which is again a really cool feature. And this one's tailgate has a neat trick. If we press this in right here, that's going to lower this step, and then we can pull this out and go up, and that will give us a grab handle. So this is an easy step up into the bed, and then we can grab this and walk on up. I'll always have loved that feature on Fords, and it's just a really simple, cool way that they've added an easier practicality way in. So you hit the 1 right there, that pushes it down. 2 right here, this is kind of hard to do with one hand, drop it, and then that slides right back into there. And then all you have to do is lift this up and close it, and then you're all back to normal. Additionally, on this tailgate, you'll have some measurements right there. So if you're doing some work, you can measure out different lengths of wood or something. You'll have spots for pens and phones and cup holders, as well as a bottle opener. So really cool to see the practicality and functionality built into this bed. Before we move to the interior of the F-150, I wanted to touch on this key fob real quick. It's the standard Ford key fob, but it does have some nice features. In addition to unlock, lock, remote start, and panic, if you double tap this, you also have the ability to drop the tailgate from the fob. Moving to the interior of the XLT, starting here with the door panel. Up here, it is a nice softer touch material. I think it's some sort of vinyl. It's not leather like down here, but they know that you're still gonna rest your arm up here because you own a truck, and of course you're gonna do that. So they have made this a nicer material. Then moving over here, this little portion is like a street view map. I have to guess that it's where the truck was made, but I'm not 100% sure. But that's a really cute little design cue right there, a little hidden Easter egg. You'll have your lock, unlock, your window controls, and your mirror controls right here to adjust the different power options and stuff. And then if we move down here, you do have a button that drops your tailgate from in here. That's really cool. That's also available on the key fob, as I mentioned earlier. And then you'll have your lighting controls. This does have power pedals, so you can push, you can see the pedals are coming forward. No, they're coming, and then they're going away. So you can adjust that depending on your height, which is, again, a very convenient feature. Always like to see that on trucks. And then you'll have your electronic parking brake. Coming up here to the gauge cluster, you do have a center screen flanked by 2 traditional gauges on each side. There is an optional larger screen that is the entire gauge cluster. There's no traditional gauges, but that's only on the higher trucks. This is a really nice screen though, that's controlled from your steering wheel controls right here, navigation, audio settings, the digital speedometer, the classic readouts on here. So that's really nice. And then you'll get your other gauges up here at the top. Always love to see that. And then moving down here, you'll have your controls for your volume, your Bluetooth, and your cruise control. The steering wheel is very comfortable on here. And this does have a driver's side grab handle. Many moons ago, I used to do the driver's side grab handle test on all of my trucks to determine if it had one or not. I mean, by determine, I mean, I looked and I said, does it have it? Because that is a deciding factor for some people on trucks. But nowadays, most full-size trucks have it. Most of the mid-size trucks do not. So I don't bring it up as much as I used to because I've pretty much reviewed every single truck to some capacity. Moving over here to the massive 12-inch infotainment system in this F-150. It's really interesting doing this job because I remember when they unveiled this truck for the first time and I was watching the video and I was like, that infotainment system is insanely large. And here I am sitting in my like 5th F-150 that I've reviewed with this infotainment system, and it's great. It is fantastic. It's really, really quick. I've always loved Sync. It's pretty much as fast as a smartphone, and it comes with everything that you need. Weather, maps. I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say. It comes with pretty much everything you need, like weather, maps, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's really, really well equipped. And then you also have this kind of sidebar screen right here, so you can look at your different fuel economy, your economic behavior, and then the zone lighting. This is what I wanted to talk about earlier. I love this feature, and every time I review one of these trucks, I highlight it because it is awesome. So all the lights are off right now, but if I click all zones, you can see that's gonna light up all these zones. And stepping outside, it does actually do that. Like if I step out very quickly, it does all the lights. Yes, I know the key is still in there, but it does all the lights. So If you're out at a campsite late at night and you need more 360-degree lighting, the zone lighting does that, and it is just such a neat feature. Lights up all the bed lights, but if you want, you're like, you know what, I don't need it in the back. Boop, you can turn it off. Or I only need it on this side. You can turn it off. It's just so nice to be able to adjust that. And I truly think more trucks should have this feature because it's great, and it's one of the highlights of these F-150s. And then up here, you'll have your camera button. I dropped the rear tailgate, so it is facing the ground right now, but it is a good quality rear backup camera. Always like to see that. And then you'll have your traction control off button up here and your hazards. Hitting that again, you can turn that off. That is also engaged when you throw the truck into reverse, of course. You can see there's guiding lines, and then they do turn with the truck. I think it's telling me not to back up with the tailgate down. That would be my guess at what that beeping is with the parking sensors. But anyway, moving further down here, you'll have your controls for the screen, physical controls, volume, and tuning, and they're really beefy buttons. I really like that. They're not messing around with cheaper plastic stuff. And then you'll have your climate controls down here with your heated seats. This particular one has heated seats, which is cool. That's available on XLTs. You can get them without heated seats. I believe you can get an XLT with a sunroof, though this particular one is not equipped with a sunroof. It just goes to show really the wide customization of this truck. I think I almost said customability, but I'm pretty sure I would have just made up a word if I would have said that. Anyway, you have a coin holder over here and your drive mode selector. Very interesting to see a coin holder. You might think, like, who uses a coin holder? I guarantee Ford's like, Ford people, they do a lot of statistical analytics, and I guarantee that a lot of people that are driving need these coins because they're probably driving state to state, doing hauling, and it's just a convenient thing to have there. So moving further, you'll have two USBs down there, USB-C and regular, and then you'll have your shifter, which does fold down. Very highly advertised that this folds down, though this only goes up. This does not fold out like some of the other higher trims offer. It is an option, but it is an additional fee to have this fold out like that to give you a wider workspace. But either way, you're going to get a folding shifter with this, which is nice because you could like sit a laptop right here or something like that. So that's really cool and adds more usability to this area of the truck. So it's not just taken up by the shifter and some cup holders. Reopening this up though, you'll again have some coins and you'll have USBs down there and a very, very large storage area. And then you'll have your AC 120 volt outlet in here, which again is great. So you could charge a laptop right here and sit it there. That alone is an amazing feature if you're looking to do business or something, to just plug a laptop in and then sit it right there. And then you have a 12 volt there as well. You have an upper glove box, which is accessed from there. And then you have a lower one, which is accessed traditionally, and that is lockable. This right here, this center console, is also lockable. Love to see that. And lastly, up top here on the front, you'll have a spot for sunglasses, your button up here for your power rear sliding window. Love to see the power rear sliding window on any truck, and then some dome lights. Stepping into the rear seats back here, there is tons of legroom, and if we pull this little loop, we can move these seats up for a nearly completely flush load floor. Love to see that. Tons of storage back here. You just pull that again and you can pull the seats down. There is rear grab handles back here to step up inside. Now I am 5'10" and I have just legroom for days, and I also have tons of headroom. I probably have like 6 inches, 5 or 6 inches. So back here, you could easily sit 3 over 6 foot adults, no problem, and they could probably be very comfortable. Speaking of comfort and amenities, you'll have 2 cup holders back here, 2 climate vents, a 12 volt and a USB set down here. So another set of USB and USB-C, and then another household 120 volt outlet. So if you want to do more work back here, you can. And these seats are very comfortable. They definitely are nice to sink back into. Alrighty, driving the F-150 XLT. Unfortunately, I forgot my suction cup mount, so there's a little bit more motion because I'm going to be holding the camera, but that doesn't mean I still can't give you guys my driving impressions of this, albeit brief ones, because I have already covered pretty much every available engine for the F-150 in its current body style. This 2.7 liter is very quick and has a surprising amount of horsepower and torque for it being a V6. And I know a lot of people are like, no, if I'm getting a full-size truck, I need a V8. But opening it up here, you know, it hauls really quickly. It's very responsive. And on cornering and turns, it's really nice. The braking is also very responsive. You don't really have to worry about this feeling big. As I've mentioned in the past, even in its V8 configurations, this F-150 generation really feels car-like. It's very smooth. While you still get that view and that king of the road feel, the ride quality is much softer and smoother compared to previous generations and other trucks on the market. So I have to commend Ford in that area because I think that's what they were going for. You don't get to be the best-selling pickup truck on the market without doing a lot of testing. As kind of I mentioned earlier, I'm sure that everything within this cabin was very precisely picked out, and the engine and ride comfort were tuned based on the audience and the customer for this particular truck. So I really got to commend them on that. And if you're not looking for a smoother, more car-like ride, you want that kind of bulky, heavy drive, then, you know, there's plenty of options, and I have plenty of reviews on Silverados, Tundras, and Nissan Titans that might fit what you're looking for a little bit better. That is going to conclude my review of this brand new F-150 XLT. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe, that would really help my channel out quite a bit. And lastly, I am a Christian, so if you have any prayer requests, you can leave those in the comment section below. I love being able to pray for you guys. And I close my videos on a weekly Bible verse. Now, in recent weeks, I have really tried to memorize scripture for you guys and give you the context behind the verses that I'm reading. But when it came to this video, I forgot to bring my Bible, and I didn't memorize anything in advance because this was sort of a short notice video. So I'm gonna put a Bible verse up on screen, and it kind of hurts me that I didn't take the time to do this beforehand, but I also know that God is a big God, and whatever verse I'm gonna put here on screen could help anyone out there today. You know, you might be looking for a pickup truck and not know that God's out there, and this verse could speak to you. I mean, he works in amazing ways. So whatever verse I have on screen, I really hope that it speaks to you and that it blesses you. And so with that, guys, I'll see you next time. Take care.